could only choose one, it would probably be Diane Arbus. She was a New York photographer. I sold, in 1989, I realized that the digital revolution was coming. And I realized that we had to get on the train or you will get run over, right? I had amassed a collection of about 3,000 of the world's greatest photographs. I had them stuffed everywhere. If it hadn't been for my wife Susan and our friend Graham Howe, they'd still be in closets somewhere, right? She put them into great shape. She made and formed what became the Nash collection. When I realized that the digital revolution was coming, I needed a couple of $1 million to start this new company called Nash Editions, which was the first digital atelier in the world. As a matter of fact, our very first Irish printer that we started the business with in 1990 is now in the American Museum of History in the Smithsonian Institute. So, I think Diane Arbus, let me tell you a small story. The night before any major auction, there's always the night before for the special buyers and the big buyers and the you know, movers and shakers, right? And I'm there. This kid comes up to me. He goes, "Do you know who I am?" Kind of weird. I said, "Well, you know, I still have a brain and I have a decent memory. I don't ever remember meeting you before." He said, "Oh yeah, you do." Now it's getting weird. And I take a step back and I said, "Okay, who are you?" And he said, "I'm the boy in Central Park with the hand grenade," which is an incredibly famous Diane Arbus image. And so after I got over the shock and I realized that, you know, he's now, I think he's like 6'5" or something. You know? I swear to God, he's a really, you know, tall guy. I said, "Okay, you've got to tell me what the hell happened that day. How was that photograph created?" He said, "Well, every Sunday my mother would take me to Central Park and let me take my soldiers. And I'd line them up in opposition and I'd have these fake battles and stuff." He says, "But I did something to piss my mother off, and all she would let me take to the park that Sunday was this plastic hand grenade." And I was furious at my mother. And I was thinking about it, and then this little lady in black with a big camera came up and said, "Hey son, can I take your picture?" And I said, "Yeah, you can take my..."